Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll continue our journey into Act 6, covering all of the easiest paths. If multiple paths are an option in a quest, I will cover them all. Remember that these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 6, Chapter 3, Quest Number 4, Winter Morning. Path choice is very important in this quest, as the Do Not Go Gentle Korg still gives me nightmares. We are still in 6.3, so no global nodes to deal with. For path options, we actually have 2 we can go for, though I'd recommend one significantly over the other. The first option is the Abomination path. Annoyingly, there is no consistent node along this path, so everyone has something different. Fortunately, most of them don't matter. Rhino is stun immune, which can be quite annoying as you can't intercept him without the slow. We can bait heavies and specials here though, so this isn't too much of an issue. Watch out for his chance to go unblockable on the dash in and you'll be fine. Stay very close to him and take a little bit of block damage and you'll be fine. The only other node that matters is Plagued Mind on Hulkbuster. This will fully drain your power every 20 seconds. Very simple. A Poison Immune is required for Abomination, and a Shock Immune is nice for Hulkbuster, but not needed. You could bring a Power Drain Immune champion for him as well, as to ignore the Plagued Mind, but again, not really needed. Finally, an Evade counter for Spider-Man that doesn't rely on bleeds, and you're good to go. The rest of the nodes on this path are relatively inconsequential, and so you don't need to pay attention to them. For example, Punisher, if he crits you, will crit quite hard. Don't get hit, he'll be fine. Falcon has Aggression Precision, so if you don't hit him for a while, he'll get Precision passives, but again, as long as he doesn't hit you, you'll be fine. Most of the nodes here do not require anything special. If you don't want to take this path, you do have one other option, and that's the Moon Knight path. I would still advise you take the Abomination path though. For this path, every fight has the Gifted node, giving all defenders an extra 20% ability accuracy. This is the big thing for most of them, but if you're doing this when Moon Knight can evade, then he will be evading more. Each defender also has local nodes. A lot of them, again, don't really impact the fight, but let's have a look at the big ones. Moon Knight himself can replicate some of the buffs if you're using them, but I would avoid this in general as he also has Spite. It's the same node we saw against the 6.1.2 Ultron boss. Gambit has Energize, meaning he'll gain lots of power when you hit him. But luckily for us, these 2 are the first 2 fights on the path, meaning you can go in and out until you get a good start. Of the remaining defenders, Kingpin and Morningstar are stun immune, and Storm has 20% limber, which we've seen a few times now. Finally, Phoenix has 300% cornered, so no using damaging debuffs versus her. I won't be doing a team for this path, as you really should just take the Abomination one, but if somehow you don't have a single poison immune champion, then this path is an option. And if this video is helping you at all, please check the pointless notes on that like button. The boss in this quest is Iron Man Infinity War, and he can be quite tough. Firstly, he is fully armor break immune. This can be quite an issue as below 15% health, and whilst he has any armor up effect, Iron Man Infinity will be constantly and rapidly gaining power at the normal rate of about 1 bar every 5 or so seconds. He will also auto-block all incoming attacks in this phase, as long as he has an armor, so this is where we are really focusing our attention. What else do we have to worry about? Improved power gain by 50%. So now he'll be gaining power even faster, closer to 1 bar every 3.5 seconds. He will be throwing specials back to back to back, so make sure you can reliably dex his special 1, and be patient. You may have to deal with 2 to 5 special ones in a row before you can get in a single hit. What else? He also has Arc Overload, which means that he'll be gaining a fairly decent regeneration buff, and another source of armors to worry about, which will be increased further by the enhanced armor node, and Indomitable, meaning we can't even reverse that regen, though we can block it out. So what are we going to do against this guy? Well, Iron Man Infinity War's problems really kick in at the 15% mark. Before that, as long as we keep the armors below 4, he can't auto-block, so we have 2 routes we can take: controlled and uncontrolled. We can't reverse the regen from arc overload due to Indomitable, but we can still deal with that power gain. Good power control or reversal will really help in this last stage. Dr. Doom, Magic with heavy spam, Guillotine 2099, Special 1 spam, and Soul recommended if you can get it, Hulkbuster with Special 2 into block, Void with enough petrifies, Joe Fixit the same, and so on. They will all be able to deal with that power gain. The other route is what I call uncontrolled, and in my opinion this one's a bit easier, though can be a bit more risky. This route simply involves using damage, and lots of it. If you can deal with the last phase very quickly, then it poses fewer issues. Power stings can be very potent here, as Ironman Infinity War will be throwing lots of specials. Human Torch with Pre-Fight, Cassie Lang, Spider-Ham and Scorpion are all good for our power sting options, and any high damage champion can be used if you can burst down the last 15%. A special note to Red Magneto. He will apply bleeds on his special 3 to the opponent, but if they are bleed immune, he applies armor breaks instead. Given Ironman Infinity War is bleed immune when he has an armor, and we can't armor break him from the node, mags can be a very good option if you time your special 3 correctly. If you get a big stack of bleeds ticking, I would back off and let them tick. Don't risk giving his armors to then lose them. Throw that special 3 when he has no armor effects on him. So, our ideal team. Let's start at the boss, as he is the main issue, and work backwards. Guillotine 2099 has great damage when ramped and power control with her special 1, and let's bring Torch as well. I might start with Torch so we can ramp him on Ironman Infinity War's energy attacks, which will allow more damage at the end of the fight, as that's where the issues lie. We then have Guillotine with her 100 hit starting for our second backup option. So now we have 3 slots for the path. We need a Poison Immune for Abomination, and an Evade counter for Spider-Man as our places to start. Well, Guillotine 2099 is already Poison Immune, so that's that sorted. And for an Evade counter, I think Falcon will be great. That gives us 2 slots left, and you can kind of bring anyone you want here. Nothing on this path will really get in your way. A Shock Immune is nice, but not required for Hulkbuster, and a Power Drain Immune would sort out Plagued Mind on him as well. Hulkling is immune to both, so he's a very strong counter, leaving a final 5th option for another path clearer of your choice. Bring in whoever you are comfortable with, or you feel like you won't have to use many items with. We'll need those later. Fairly soon after this video goes out, I will try and get up a short commentated video of me going through this path, with the exact team I suggest. It'll be much more relaxed, but should hopefully give some insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will start answering popular questions from the comments in that video, so please leave yours if you have one down below. As always, remember that this is story content, so won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. The monthly event quest and side quests are great places to pick up more materials, shards and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So that's it. Everything you need to know to clear all of 6.3.4. I've got a whole list of things in the works, including Bullseye as a defender, masteries, techniques, a potential glossary for MCOC, and of course we'll be continuing the Act 6 run-through. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see. I also have a Discord server, so please feel free to join that if you need specific advice, want to make other video suggestions, or just want to chat. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, and as always, please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.